The Midnight Alert. Something changed while you slept. Breaking news tonight, and this is information you need immediately. While most of the country was fast asleep, the White House confirmed a decision that will reshape the financial outlook for millions of American households. At 2 a.m., the president officially signed off on a revised structure for the $2,000 tariff rebate checks. But the most astonishing development came just in the last few hours. Low-income seniors have been added to an entirely new eligibility category that did not exist earlier this week. This is not a rumor. This is real. It is fresh. And most people have no idea it even happened. If you receive Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, pay close attention because this change directly affects you. For days, speculation about a rebate has circulated across news outlets, social media, and community groups. But tonight, official confirmation arrived. The president signed the documents, and the Treasury quietly issued an internal memo, moving a specific group of seniors into priority status. The timing is startling. Nobody expected this to happen overnight, and the language in the memo suggests it was fast-tracked following an urgent review of low-income households. You may have felt overlooked in previous economic discussions, but as of 2 a.m., the script has flipped. Until tonight, the focus around the $2,000 rebate centered on middle-income families, working Americans, and people impacted most by rising tariffs on imported goods. Seniors were occasionally mentioned in passing, but never officially prioritized. That changed the moment the clock struck 2. For the first time, low-income seniors are being placed on a new list, granting early access to the payment queue. If you live on a fixed income, rely on Social Security checks, or struggle to cover basic monthly expenses, your name may now qualify under this updated group. The president emphasized that these payments are designed to help Americans hit hardest by rising costs. What surprised everyone was the sudden pivot towards seniors. The Treasury's updated memo explicitly states that households with limited or fixed incomes should not be left behind. That single directive triggered tonight's change. It means your status today may be very different from what you believed yesterday. If Social Security, SSI, or SSDI is your primary income, your eligibility score has dramatically improved. This is not speculation. It is a confirmed update already under review by multiple federal agencies. You may wonder why this shift happened so suddenly. What triggered the 2 a.m. fast-track decision? The backstory goes deeper than what appears on mainstream networks. This represents the first major realignment of the tariff dividend program, moving seniors from the back of the line to the front. Originally, the program was not designed to include seniors in the early stages. The change occurred after a series of economic reports landed on the president's desk, highlighting how sharply inflation is affecting older Americans. The turning point came when economic advisors presented an analysis showing a rise in senior poverty, particularly among those receiving less than $1,300 per month from Social Security. That report prompted a shift in policy discussions. The conclusion was simple. If the government is returning tariff revenue to citizens, those with the least purchasing power should not be last in line. This realization pushed the entire senior category into expedited review. One of the biggest concerns for seniors is the national debt. Many have lived through decades of government spending and worry that receiving $2,000 could create long-term consequences. It is important to understand that this program is funded differently than prior stimulus initiatives. These checks come from tariff collections, money collected from taxes on imported goods. The president's rationale has been consistent. If these tariffs generate billions, that revenue should be returned to American households rather than sitting idle in a government account. This is not a handout that adds to the deficit. It is a dividend from trade revenue. The updated plan directs the Treasury to identify groups with limited income, low mobility, or fixed benefits, and move them into priority review. This is exactly why seniors were reevaluated. You are being recognized as a stakeholder in the country's economic success, and the Treasury is now tasked with ensuring you receive your portion. The Treasury did not randomly pick names. They implemented a scoring system to rank who is paid first. Factors include income level, dependence on government programs, purchasing power, and the stability of monthly benefits. Seniors relying on Social Security, SSI or SSDI, score very high under this system. Tonight's internal memo shifted seniors upward because the data shows fixed income recipients are the most vulnerable to price fluctuations. This was not a last-minute political move. It was a data-driven scoring overhaul. The White House kept this under wraps to prevent leaks before the eligibility categories were finalized. You were moved to the front because the system now recognizes that your fixed income makes you the most deserving of immediate relief. When the president first announced the $2,000 rebate, he did not mention that the Treasury was setting up a split-track payment system. This is why you might receive funds sooner than expected. One track is for middle-income families and workers, and the other is exclusively for low-income individuals and seniors. The new senior priority list is linked to this second track. Because most seniors already have their income and benefits documented with the Social Security Administration and IRS, eligibility can be confirmed automatically without any action on your part. A quiet amendment in the Treasury memo even allows rapid verification for individuals whose primary income comes from Social Security or SSI. If your income is documented, you are in the fast lane. The priority list is structured as a tier system. Seniors were not merely added, they were moved into one of the highest tiers. This means some seniors may receive approval before millions of working households even enter the review queue. Tier 1 was originally for workers earning between $30,000 and $75,000 annually. Under the updated scoring, a new group has been added to Tier 1, seniors receiving less than the national median from Social Security each month. If your annual income is below approximately $30,000 or your monthly Social Security check is below the median, your eligibility score increases significantly. You are no longer waiting behind the workforce. You are the priority. Internal scoring identifies a high priority threshold. Anyone with annual income below $30,000 is likely to be fast-tracked. Individuals receiving SSI, SSDI, or survivor benefits are automatically flagged for expedited review. Crucially, anyone collecting less than $2,300 per month from Social Security may now be considered high priority. This threshold illustrates the reality of senior poverty and triggers the Treasury to move a file into Tier 1 status. If you are at or below this level, the system recognizes you cannot afford to wait for months of processing. You have been categorized as needing the $2,000 tariff dividend immediately to offset rising rent, food, and utility costs. Many seniors worry because they have not filed a tax return in years, possibly because income was too low. Previously, zero income returns caused delays in government payments. The 2 A.M. memo contains a major update for this group. Seniors who filed zero income returns in the last 2 years will now be processed automatically. The Treasury is using SSA data to bypass bottlenecks. Those relying solely on federal benefits with no additional income are now direct impact beneficiaries. Their verification process is faster than nearly any other group because their information is already documented and verified in federal systems. No employment records or secondary income sources need checking. The system can approve eligibility in seconds. Another unexpected inclusion is the high-impact group, comprised of fixed-income seniors earning less than $1,100 monthly. This group was added quietly in the memo just hours before the announcement. The reasoning is straightforward. Anyone living on such limited income faces extreme vulnerability to price increases. Once this data reached the White House, the decision was made to move them into the highest priority tier immediately. If you are in this category, you are effectively at the very front of the line. The benefit stability factor works in your favor. Fixed-income seniors score highest because their benefits remain steady while the cost of living rises. Unlike workers who may have overtime or bonuses, you cannot outpace inflation. The system now acknowledges that those with predictable incomes are the ones most in need of the rebate. This prioritization explains the confusion online about when payments will be issued. The system is putting seniors ahead of higher-earning workers. Do you need to apply? For most seniors, the answer is no. The updated language makes it clear that additional forms are unnecessary. Eligibility reviews will be conducted automatically using SSA and IRS data. Only those with outdated or missing information may be asked for verification. The process is largely hands-off, ensuring Tier 1 seniors move quickly through the system. Treasury officials are already mapping distribution groups, and early reports indicate that seniors could see updates before many working households even enter the queue. Your long-held information is now working in your favor. Many may wonder if Congress could block these payments. These rebates do not require new congressional approval. They are funded through existing tariff revenue and structured through the Treasury. Political debates may continue on television, but the mechanics of the rebate are already underway. Your eligibility is determined by income data, not legislation. You need not worry about a government shutdown or political stalemate delaying your $2,000. Some seniors fear receiving this payment could reduce monthly Social Security or SSI benefits. That will not happen. This is separate money, not counted as income for benefits purposes. The goal is to provide relief to households most impacted by rising costs, not to replace or reduce existing benefits. Here is what to do now. Ensure your SSA and IRS records are accurate. Confirm your address and direct deposit information. Check online portals regularly for identity checks or address updates. Respond promptly to keep your priority status. You are being recognized. You are being prioritized. Tonight's 2 a.m. update proves that your situation is being taken seriously. Stay informed, prepared, and hopeful. Your relief is officially on the fast track.